going to be a very different type of video. Do you love my background, right? Not used to what you're seeing in my videos. I want to talk to you and come to you as a 30-year veteran in the industry. I did have a client call me an OG about a year ago. Don't really know how I take that or not, but I think that's good. But anyways, I want to give you 3 things today that I think is going to add value to you. And I would say this is really going to be tailor-made to agents that are probably 2 years or less in the business. So if you're 6 months, a year and a half, I hope you'll grab just one of these things that I'm going to say and talk about today in this video. Sorry, it's low production. My apologies for the backdrop. I am in an office. I'm not in a prison, I promise. So, but I just felt like today I need to add some value to some people. Agents that are maybe struggling. And so agents that are, just, man, it's tough out there. 3 things, write to them, and then I'm going to elaborate. Number 1, have a long-term mindset. So you want to have a long-term mindset in this business. And you think, man, I'm just trying to get a deal today. I'm just trying to close one this month or next month, right? 100% understand. What do you mean by a long-term mindset? I mean, here's the reality. There's a 90% failure rate in this business. Within 5 years, if you're a newer agent, 90%, 9 out of 10 are not going to make it more than 5 years, which is honestly terrible. I hate that. It is a hard, sad statistic, but I can see why, because this is a hard business. This is really tough. I have so many friends, not family, but friends who get their license and they think, I'm going to get my license. I'm going to put a post on Facebook and everybody's going to call me. I mean, my phone's going to be blowing up. You're a realtor now. Oh, I want to use you. New realtor who's never done a deal before. I want to use you. It's just this misconception, right? And it's just not that way. It is a hard business to get into. When you first get in the business, side note, you need to have 6 months worth of savings because you may not get a deal closed for 6 months. You may get one closed in 2 months. But realistically, it's going to be a little bit before you kind of get going, get the pipeline going. But have a long-term mindset. And here's what I mean by that. Because of the high failure rates, when you have a long-term mindset in this business, have them in the last 5, 10, 15 years. Okay, that's what I want to talk about. Without getting too deep, by the way, I'm a pretty basic person. This is what I did. And let me back up. So I've been licensed since 98. In 09, been licensed since 97. Sorry, in 09, I went into full-time ministry for 6 years. So 2009 to 2015, I left the business and went and did full-time ministry. Worked for our local church for about 3 years and then went to Oklahoma and then Winter Garden and came back in the business in 2015 and said, okay, a lot has changed in 6 years, right? Technology, as it does, changes every day. It had gone crazy. So I've got to reinvent myself because people don't know if I'm a pastor or a realtor, right? Kind of are both a little bit. That's another topic. But what are you doing now? I'm a real estate agent. So how do I reestablish myself when I've been out for 6 years? Because the truth is, if you're not top of mind, you could be out of somebody's picture in 6 minutes, much less 6 years, right? They see somebody else, they don't know anybody, they're whatever the case is. You've got to be top shelf of mind. So how do I start to build that? That's part of the long-term mindset. So I had to get back in this business in summer of 2015 and think, what do I do now? One thing I know I had to do is I had to have an honest approach as I got back in this business. I'm kind of a new agent again, got a lot of experience, but been out of it. So honesty is absolutely one of the best things that you can have. Honesty and integrity, and they are different. Honesty and integrity are huge. I was at a listing appointment yesterday for a $800,000 listing appointment, but it doesn't matter. But I tell you that, here's my point. When I went over some of my listing presentation, by the way, this was somebody I was interviewing with, so they did not know me. Okay, they did not know me. They looked me up online, so they're interviewing people. And I'm going over my listing presentation. And in that, I put in there honesty, integrity, and a direct approach to business. I noticed that every time, even yesterday, with a high-end home or whether it's with a $200,000 condo, it doesn't matter. When I say that, people will look up at me and people will nod their head and go, oh yeah. they want to hear it, and they know that's super important. Because why? Because they're selling or buying a huge, very expensive asset, right? One of the most expensive things they're ever going to buy or sell in their life. It's a lot. And to find somebody who's going to be direct, honest, have integrity is huge. Not going to be perfect. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to forget to call them back, to text them, to bring this. I'll drop it. Hey, we're all going to mess up, right? I don't care how experienced or honest we are. We're not going to be perfect. So not perfection. Just I'm going to do my best. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be straight up with you. Here's your pricing. And this is where we're at. They love to hear that. But don't just say it because people want to hear it. Say it because you mean it. And when you approach the business like that, that is a long-term mindset. The second thing you want to do under number one, under long-term mindset, is you want to lead generate every single day. I didn't learn this till realize this was such a big thing till probably about 5 years ago. Then I realized, oh my goodness, I need to do this at a set time, block my schedule and do this about every day. Start with 30 minutes, start with an hour. I mean, the people who knock it out of the park are doing 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm not there yet, but I do set aside time every morning to lead generate, lead follow up, and that's a whole nother video, but so important, man. Run through your phone, go through, I'm almost at Rolodex. Most of you have no idea what that is. Go through your contact list, go through your emails, go through your friends on Facebook, on Instagram, go through your TikTok contacts. It doesn't matter who you've, connected with on YouTube. I mean, you name it. Go through those contacts and start to touch base with them. So lead generating is everything, okay? Start to learn how to do that. That's a whole nother video. And again, I'm still a baby when it comes to that, but I know this, it's so important for establishing a long-term business, long-term mindset. It's huge, it's everything, okay? My coach finally convinced me of that. It's been a game changer in my business. And number three, under long-term mindset, when you have the mindset to serve people, which ultimately we're Realtors of Faith, we serve the Lord. When you have that mindset, it's amazing what God does. It's amazing how He will multiply your time, multiply your efforts when you really have that mindset and that heart to serve people. Not to say sometimes I lose focus. I need that sale. Oh, I need that thing to close. I want that big commission. Hey, we're all human, right? But when I have the mindset to serve people, when they get frustrating, because it will take you a long way. People can smell commission breath, right? We all know that. So don't have commission breath. If you're in this for the quick sale, for the commission only, you won't last. Nothing wrong with making good money. We've been doing it for years. It's amazing. I love it. But if that's your main primary goal, it's not going to last. But when you serve people, when you really, really want to help people, man, God blesses that. It's so rewarding. It's so cool to see how He works. I can give you story after story about that. So 3, serve people. Okay. So first thing is long-term mindset. And there's many other things you can do. Those are my top 3. Number 2, market yourself. You're just getting into it. Pick a niche or niche and market yourself. What's that going to look like? Okay. With me, when I got back in the business in 2015, I didn't know what to do. I literally am like, okay, I had no money. My wife has got a job, thank God. Here I am down at my former brokerage. Have my computer. What do I do now? Okay, so I started scrolling on Facebook. Wasted some time, but also I'm like, oh, I know that person. Oh, I could post a house on Facebook. Let me try that. Wait, let me take a picture of my business partner who has been in the business the whole time with me. He didn't step out. Can I repost one of your listings, Russ? Yes, go ahead. Okay, cool. Okay, what do I do now? I'm going to go out to his listing and I'm going to do a picture and I'm going to do a video really quick. Barely did a video back then. Believe me, it's a whole different game changer now. Let me find some stats So I started working Facebook little bit by little bit. Start posting a post a day or every other day. Nothing crazy. Oh, I'll mix it up. I'll do my business. I'll do my personal life. I'll do something nice in the community. I'll do something interesting on real estate, the market in general. I'll do something funny. I'll do something of one of my hobbies. I kind of mixed it up so they could get to know me. It's been 11 years and I still continuously post on Facebook. One of my sources of branding myself and of getting some business. But I will tell you the branding on Facebook for me, it's been very good. Now, here's the thing. I don't do paid ads. I consistently post every day on Facebook. Usually in the morning, I'll market one of my listings, or if I miss it, I'll do something in the afternoon. One of my listings, or again, mix it up a little bit. And I will tell you, I started getting some traction after about a year or two. Not after a week or two or a month, after a year or two, I started hearing feedback from people in the marketplace here in Central Florida about seeing stuff on my Facebook page. It started to work. I knew it was free. I knew it would take a few minutes. I started being consistent on that and driving down that road and said, this is one thing I'm going to do. Here's the thing about Facebook. Let me just throw this out there. Your average age on Facebook is older, right? Call it what it is. There's people in their 20s and 30s, but that's going to be more Instagram, TikTok, which again, go to that platform and drive it hard and work it. In this case, Facebook, my professional opinion, it's 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, right? It's probably 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. But guess what? These people can qualify. These people have nice homes to sell. I said, I'm going to go a little bit also where people are established. They're not on their first job, barely making income, have no credit or tons of school loans, whatever the case is. So it's been a really good local resource of branding, marketing, and even some leads from Messenger. Gotten some listings, some buyers that way too. They know they can contact me that way. The second thing that I dove into is YouTube for home tours. And I can send you a video on my journey there. It's been about 3 years. I'm really getting some traction now. I think my YouTube channel is called Living in Lakeland, Brian Stevens. I have another one called Realtors of Faith. But my YouTube channel, and you're watching this on YouTube on Realtors of Faith, is also driving, since it's owned by Google, it's driving me digitally, I think, to ChatGPT and some of these other AI sources. It's a proven fact. There's a lot of stuff going on. That and Google reviews. Okay, that wasn't even on my notes. I'm going to stop first. YouTube, it's a whole different topic. You need to start making videos, putting them on YouTube. They can totally stink at first. They're going to the first year. Don't worry about it. Okay, just like I'm making this video very raw and an ugly background, make the video. Make the video. It doesn't have to be perfect. I am not super scripted. I've got a few notes here, but I'm just talking to you from my heart. It's real. YouTube, start grinding on YouTube. Okay, pick it. Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Pick something and start hitting it hard. Leo with EXP, our CEO, just talked about take one thing and be the best at it. I just heard that this morning on Instagram on a reel. He said, be so good, people want to fly from the other side of the country to watch you talk about it. I thought, oh, that's good. Feel free to take his advice over mine. The guy's brilliant. But what's worked for me are those two segments. I do other things too, but also on the market yourself, write this down, so important. It used to be called Google My Business page. Now it's going to be under Google Maps. It's a free account and use it for your business. Jane Smith, Realty. Michael Woodward, Realtor. Get reviews that way. Ask for a review every single time you close on a listing, with a buyer. Even ask your vendors for a review. You may want to ask your Aunt Joan for a review, but don't do a ton of those, okay? Really. But if you have a pressure washer, you have a mortgage company, get started off with some reviews. But the main thing you're going to use it for are your clients. Right? I just had a closing last week. Sweet young couple bought a nice little startup home for $350. Really nice granite countertop, stainless steel appliances, open floor plan. They love it, and they're the nicest people. I said, hey, can y'all give me a Google review? I sent them the link. I texted it to them. And here's what I say. I plant the seed. I'm honest. I'm direct. But I also feel like I've earned the right to ask for that, right? Because I busted my butt for them for a while to build this house. Hey, I send them the link and I say, if you would give me a Google 5-star review, that would be amazing. They're like, absolutely. We sure will. I think both husband and wife did it. Usually just want to get one per couple, but they both did it. This has added up over the past, I'm going to call it 7-8 years. I've got over 250 now, I think, 5-star reviews. And here's the reason I'm telling you that. Google loves this information. The reviews are huge. Everybody looks for reviews. That's a whole other topic, right? Very important. But also in the algorithms, when people are pulling you up, when they're searching, when they're reading your reviews, of course, all this kind of comes together and gives you brand awareness, will give you organic leads. Organic leads are sweet. They take months or years to start to generate, from what I found. I don't pay for any of them, none of them. It's organic, but it takes the discipline and the grinding to do it. And honestly, it's not hard. You just have to do it all the time a lot, meaning daily. If you miss today, do it tomorrow, right? Just like they say, your pastor tells you in the church, hey, if you miss spending time in the Word today, pick it back up tomorrow, right? It's okay. Same thing with getting Google leads, making your videos, making your posts. Do it often, all the time. So you've got to market yourself. Like it or not, you're in the sales business, you've got to market yourself. Okay, last thing is this. Boy, I've talked longer than I thought. My apologies. If you're still with me, thank you. The last thing is this, and this is going to be short and sweet. Your name is everything. Number 3, a good name is everything. The scripture talks about that in the book of Proverbs, that your name, having a good name is huge in your community. You want to have a good name in your community. When you have that, it's amazing how far that will go. You will get referrals from people that you don't even know, that you never knew, but they know somebody at their work or their wife does that's used you or that's heard about you. I will tell you that this has been a huge blessing to be able to get referrals like this. And these are kind that are already warm. They already know, like, and trust you because they've heard about you. They've heard good things about you. And they know you work hard, you do a good job. The best business you can get. But you won't get it unless you go back, right? And you start having a long-term mindset and you market yourself and you get out in the community and sell houses. Got to do it that way, but you got to start somewhere. Okay, so your good name is everything. It's going to help you with, again, your referral business. It's going to help you generate business for years to come. So keep a good name. Don't cut any shortcuts when you're in a real estate deal. You're going to be tempted. The commissions are big. Sometimes the stress is high. Don't cut corners. When I said cut commissions, boy, that was the wrong thing to say, but it's also the right thing to say too. Okay, I'm going to tell you that in just a second. But don't cut corners. Keep it real. You're not going to be perfect. That's okay. And I'm going to finish with this. I was negotiating a deal recently. Buyer and seller had come to their end. They were done. They were both done. I was getting a decent sized commission on it. I said, I'm going to chip in and help take something off. I was a listing agent to help put this together to try to see if it would work. I chipped in, told my seller, hey, I'm going to contribute this. I really want you to try to sell this. I'm happy to help. He said, okay, I'm not going to do that. I said, totally fine. Emailed me the next morning. He goes, hey, I'm going to do what you're going to do. Let's do it and go back to them and just meet their needs. And we did, and we're closing in 2 weeks. Here's what I'm going to tell you. When the Holy Spirit prompts you to do something, when the Lord speaks to your heart to do it, come from a spirit of generosity. And it's amazing how you can't outgive God. So I give God the credit for prompting me to even try this. And then it just kind of spread, right? So have a long-term mindset, keep a good name, market yourself, do it greatly, and you're going to see long-term success in this business. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you've never watched me before, I try to make valuable content all the time. Do me a favor, subscribe to this channel or just kind of comment below what really spoke to you today. I hope something did. I really want to build into other agents to help share my 30 years in the business. God bless. Have a great day.